Good morning, Onyx-Coiners and the community at large. My name is Dr. Anthony, and I bring you this broadcast this morning on the true value of listing. Now, a lot of people in our community don't have the real understanding of what we call the crypto economy. The crypto economy involves so many things, right from conception, creation, distribution, to the point of utility, and then value appreciation. Now, the most important facet of a digital currency is it must have universal acceptance and universal usability. So the true value and purpose of listing is to solve three things in a digital currency. Number one, in regard to Onyx, it's to bring universal acceptance. For instance, when we started our project, we have roughly 100,000 people in our community who have bought into the Onyx project. Now, 100,000 compared to over 7 billion people on the planet does not cut it. So how do we get global? How do we bring in the Asians, the Americans, the Europeans, and everyone, and the huge markets of people who use digital currencies? By listing it on the exchange where those people are. Number two, universal suffrage or usage. So when you list a digital currency, one of the things you do for it, you give it universal usability. When you look at our community, basically we are sub-Saharan Africa, Zambia, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Swaziland, Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, DRC Congo, Nigeria, Ghana, and maybe a little bit of South Korea, then a little bit of Europe, United Kingdom, Holland, then the United States, scattered a little bit here, a little bit there. So we bring in the numbers, and we also allow our digital currency to become universally usable. Number three, and the most important thing, is when you list a digital currency, you bring in liquidity, you bring in money. We raised around $3.8 million. Now compare that to an exchange like Latoken. Latoken has a trading volume of between $1 billion to $1.5 billion every day, every 24 hours. Now, 3 million with 1 billion, 1.5 billion. That's more than a big number. So you bring in liquidity, the money that we didn't have, that our community does not have. Look at it this way. A member of our community bought Onyx worth $100 and maybe got 20,000 units of Onyx. How does that Onyx appreciate in value? It does not appreciate in value by doing what we call money rotation or Ponzi. How that token appreciates in value is for it to be widely distributed among so many people, and that increases the value of the token, and that allows a lot of people to demand it by creating demand through listing on the exchange. So the exchange brings three things. One, universal acceptance. Two, universal suffrage or usability. Number three, liquidity, the money that we need for it to thrive. Now, digital currencies cannot thrive in a speculative environment. They can't. Why? Because a time comes and no one wants to use it. A digital currency in itself is actually currency, it's money. It's money, so people need to use it. Now, how do people accept your digital currency or your coin? By creating value around it. And the only way to create value is to create the utilitarian service around Onyx-Coin. And how are we doing it? We have created onyxpay, we have Swift, we have kwakoo Marketplace, kwakoo Beverages, kwakoo Industries, Lambert Electronics, kwakoo Academy, and the whole works, KMAX. These utility services allow our digital currency to have real intrinsic value once well developed and deployed in the community. So in the case of our business, we are talking about OnyxPay that is launching. Now, OnyxPay is so important because it will allow people to send and receive money globally. It will allow anyone working in the diaspora to remit money back home securely, safely, and transparently. And then most importantly, OnyxPay will power business-to-business payments. Very important facet of our business. Business-to-business payments accounts for the biggest part of payment platforms globally. Look at one of the biggest innovations to come out of East and Central Africa. On a daily basis, because of business-to-business payments, what we call Lipa na M-Pesa, you'll find that this great company in Kenya, M-Pesa, makes more than $2 million profit every day. Last year alone, I think last year or this year, M-Pesa has managed to pay $220 million to all its agents who facilitate withdrawal and deposit of funds. That's a huge sum of money. But when you compare that to one of the world's biggest payment processors, WeChat, powered by Tencent, last year alone, WeChat facilitated payments of 15 trillion United States dollars. That's mind-boggling. That's more than the budget. That's maybe 500 times more than the budget of all East African countries. That's amazing. Now, all that money came through a payment platform, digital. When you go to China, almost all payments are digital. Online shopping, paying for flights, everything is powered almost exclusively, by Tencent, Alipay. So this is the new paradigm we are introducing in Africa. Payments. Payments are powerful. Payments are intrinsic. Payments are important because as we head to the future, you'll discover that even the same advancements in technology will catch up with Africa very soon. Kenya is a great example. Almost every form of payment, perhaps 30% of all payments in Kenya or 50% go through M-Pesa. That's amazing. Now, we are global. OnyxPay is a global infrastructure for payments. We can power payments all over the world, from the United States to Asia to Africa to the Caribbeans. We are positioning our product to become the #1 digital asset payments platform globally. We can achieve it. We can do this. And that's the only reason anyone will desire to hold Onyx, will desire to use Onyx as a means of settlement, will desire to use our digital currency globally and hold it and have faith and trust in it. So faith in our digital currency is engendered or produced by the utility surrounding it, the great services that we have created. Now, OnyxPay is amazing. It's going to do great and wonderful things. But more importantly, sometime this month, Latoken has already made an announcement. So in September, we will be live on the exchanges. We'll be announcing other exchanges very soon, and we will be live. And when we go live on the exchanges, our token gains universal suffrage, universal acceptance, and then the much needed funds or liquidity that we didn't have. Thank you so much, community. Thank you so much, people. Keep in there, keep the faith, keep believing. We are growing stronger, bolder, and better. Thank you so much. See you soon.